Here we are at Learn Python 3 the Hard Way, exercise 9. More printing. At this point, printing should be very boring for you. It's very boring for me, but here's the thing. The book is designed for very total beginners, and printing is a very big part of early programming and honestly just programming in general. And printing isn't just printing. Printing is using variables, applying variables to strings, doing formats, arguments. It covers a whole lot of ground. So it may be boring right now, but trust me, it gets a lot harder or more challenging. I'm not going to say harder. It gets much more challenging later on with more complicated topics. This exercise is pretty straightforward. The book explains quite a lot. I'm going to go through and just really quickly give an overview of what's going on, and then I'm going to run the script and I'm going to break it. We're going to continue our pattern. So let me just run it first. Okay. Now what we're going to notice is, see this? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay. So once you've got that line, those lines come from here. And what I'm using is something called an escape sequence. So an escape sequence is a way for me to add formatting, vertical space, tabs, special characters, things like that, in a way that doesn't break Python's processing of a string. I'll give you a really good example. If I want to put a double quote inside a string, I need to backslash it. And the reason why is, let's say I just put a double quote right there. Okay, we get an error because Python is starting here and it's going January, February, March. And then it hits this string and it goes, okay, end of the string, time to start Python mode. And it goes, oh, that is not Python. What is that? You get an error. So I'm going to save that and run it so you see what that error looks like. Unexpected character after line continuation. Another error message. So if we want to put a special character, a double quote inside a double quoted string would be an example of a special character. We have to escape it. And what the escape says universally, and this is in so many languages, is while Python is in string mode, when it encounters a backslash, the next character is either processed as a character, which is the case of this double quote, or it's processed as a special thing. So in this case, a new line. So what it does is it goes backslash. Okay, time for special character. Is it a special character? Yes. Okay, processing backslash, special character. Yes, it's a new line. Processing backslash, is it a special character? No. All right, so it must be this double quote. There we go. And so on and so forth. That's all those do. Now, there's a whole list of them. They cover lots of weird characters, and there's also ways to escape Unicode. We'll get into that a lot later. But for now, \n is your most frequently used one. Now, the next thing, these are printed, no problem. You'll see it's just, printed out over here. And then we do another thing. So when you do three double quotes, you can then just write strings for as long as you want. And you can put a quote in there, single quotes, anything you want. Okay, so it's like a big string. And what we're saying is this giant string is escaped all the way down to there. Once Python runs back into 1, 2, 3 double quotes, it knows the string ends. Now, that's fine, and this is why we get this. There's something going on here with the 3 double quotes, right? Okay, there's only one slight problem. In Python, we use indentation for a lot of things. So let's say I wanted to be a good programmer, and I want to take these and move them in. Right? I want to just do that. Okay. Now, as a human, I would probably think, because the way Python works, that you'll find out later, that the space at the beginning, these spaces would go away. They wouldn't be considered, part of the code. But what actually happens is Python includes those in there. So any formatting that you have to do with these, you have to kind of slam the text all the way to the left. All right. That's how that script works. It's pretty straightforward. Read the exercise. Let's try some breaking. We already did a breaking situation up here. We've done plenty of that before. Let's get rid of one of these and see what happens. This is going to be an interesting error. Invalid syntax. All right, so let's see what Python thinks is going on. So Python thinks you started a string, you ended a string, and now you're in Python mode. And it has no idea what to do. So it goes, okay, that's Python. I don't know what that is. And it aborts. And in this case, Adam is thinking you're starting another single quote string. It's just a total mess. So if you leave that off, that's what happens. You forget one of those. How about that? I think we're just going to get a syntax error. Yeah, that's all. Unexpected EOF while parsing. Yeah, so syntax error more or less. Okay, I think that's kind of it. See what ones you can come up with. Any additional changes. And you know what? See if you can come up with your own scripts like this too. Like try and modify this or make your own thing. Okay, that's the end of exercise 9. So now time to move on to exercise 10 when you're done with this.